everyone, it's me, Kat. Anybody there? Is there anybody there? Is there anybody out there? Check out this. Okay, I'm gonna wait a few minutes, seconds. I'm getting ready to do question 3 for my Sean Whalen Lion's Den 7-day live video challenge. So it's going to be a much better and happier situation than it was yesterday. So, question number 3 that Mr. Whalen wanted us to ask or answer on live video with no speckle on our face, no airbrushing, and no one to help fix the flyaway thing on our head or to plug in all the cornfield wrinkles. It is question 3. Let's be serious now. I hope that you guys are all totally, I hope that you're all very, is it aggravated? I hope you're all distracted by this because look, actually, I'm going to make it even better. Look at that. I'll fix it. I look like something about Mary. No, I don't. I don't look like something about Mary. Question 3. What do you do for a living? Why do you do it? I like this question. So I do 2 things for a living. I do about 10 things for a living. So let me start with the most obvious one. I am a real estate agent in Dallas, Texas. For those of you who don't know, I love that job for so many reasons, but I gotta tell you the irony behind, there's an irony about my real estate job that some of you know, some of you don't. 20 years ago, when my son, Christian, was entering kindergarten, I had a real estate transaction. My parents were having a real estate transaction up in Fairview with a very prominent realtor here in Collin County. Her name was Michelle Music Jones. She was a great lady. She's still practicing, and I don't even really know her that well. But she was doing my parents' real estate transaction. Beautiful, beautiful woman. Dallas Cowboy cheerleader, I think she was at one point. And I don't know. Somehow we were talking. She probably doesn't even remember saying this to me. But I was at my parents' house one day while they were in the middle of their ordeal. And I was 20, maybe 27. I forgot. I was maybe 30 at the time. And she said, you know, you'd make a really great real estate agent. Because evidently I had like a bubbly personality. And I had like a lot to say, because either I'm saying nothing or I'm saying everything. Duh. So I was like, interesting. And I talked to a few other people, and there had been a few people over the years that had said that I would make a really good realtor. So I got this wild hair up my ass, and I decided one day I went home. Christian was about to go into kindergarten. This was during round 2 of being married to Peter. I wasn't sure what I was going to do while Christian was off at kindergarten every day, and I thought, maybe I should get a real estate license and check this whole thing out. There's a few people who think I would be really good at it, so maybe I should try it. Why not? What am I going to do all day long while Christian's at school and Pete's at work? Am I going to sit around here and vacuum all day? Which I do that anyway, and I still do that even though I work, but anyway. I went to Pete that night, and I said, hey, what would you think about me getting a real estate license? Let me tell you what he said. This is literally what he said to me. He goes, I wish I could do the face properly, but he goes, and he pat me on the back, on the shoulder. We were standing in the kitchen. I will never forget this day as long as I live. And he goes, well, I think that you probably shouldn't quit your day job. He just thought it was so funny that I had thought about getting a real estate license. So I was like, okay, well. So what I did at the time was that really kind of I was already pretty I didn't have much confidence back then, and I kind of saw myself vicariously through other people's eyes, and I thought, okay, well, if my husband doesn't think it's a good idea for me to get a real estate license because that's a dumb idea, then maybe that's not a good idea. So I put it out of my mind, and I actually put it so far back out of my mind that it didn't exist anymore. So I went on about my merry little housewife life, raising Christian, enjoying it thoroughly, doing the mom thing, trying to keep my head above the water and not jump off a bridge, because there were a lot of times that I actually did want to do that. And so I just went on with things, and fast forward to years went by, and everybody knows that I married Pete 2 times, and then we had the separation, and then I met Zach. Let me tell you a funny thing about Zach Williamson. Do you know that on our first date, our very first date, which actually it wasn't even a date because we were really just friends at the time. That's true. We were sitting down. It was our actually first real meaningful conversation that we'd had in a public forum. And he goes, you know what? He goes, have you ever thought about getting a real estate license? And I was like, shh. I didn't say it to him, but I know that I must have had a look on my face. I was like, seriously? I was like, why do you think I should get a real estate license? He said, because you'd make a really good real estate agent. And I was like thinking to myself, wow, I should probably marry this guy. Little did I know. Lo and behold, after Zach and I got married, my husband was determined to turn me into a princess and Gia into a princess. And he was determined that he was going to make a small fortune and give us a proper life, because a lot of you know that when I met him, he had $1,700, a pretty shitty looking truck that my parents wouldn't let him park in their driveway because it was gross, had roll up windows, the headliner was falling down, the missing had gas cap. It was nasty. It was a pretty embarrassing truck. Anyway, he was determined to make a nice living, and he had lofty dreams, and he set his mind to it. He's like, listen, we're going to live in this little apartment for a while. He said, it's going to be small. We're going to be cramped in there. He said, but I promise you, have faith in me, and I will get us, not only will I get us out of this apartment, but you are going to have a proper life. That kid's going to have a proper life. You are going to be princesses. I am going to make it happen, and this is how we're going to do it. I'm going to get a real estate license. We're going to kill it. We're in Dallas, Texas, and that's what we're going to do. So Zach went and got his real estate license, and there's a little bit more to it than that. His first year in, he did really well. And I was still a little bit unsure about getting a real estate license at that time. He made me go and get it because in my mind, I still had the negative tape going about that I wouldn't make a good real estate. I could still hear my ex-husband laughing at me about getting a real estate license. So, but I did get my license, and I spent the first year basically just helping Zach run his business. He did really well his first year. Practicing, I think he did, I forgot, he did really well. I was really proud of him. But practicing real estate in Dallas, we went through a series of events, and my husband soon discovered that he wanted to go sell real estate a different way, which is doing new home sales, which in Dallas is a very lucrative ordeal if you're with the right company and you can handle it. It's a very, 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 it's a monster. New home sales is a monster of a career. It's not for the faint of heart, and not many people can do it. It is very lucrative, but it's a big undertaking, and not many people are cut out for new home sales. So he went after, he had a dream. He got in his head, he wanted to go work for D.R. Horton. That was the company he wanted to go work for. That's what he was going to do. And lo and behold, he set his sights on it. And as you know, my husband ended up with his dream job at D.R. Horton. And yeah, so what happened was, though, when he finally got the call into the new home sales, he was in the middle of he was smack dab in the middle of, I think he had 4 transactions going on at the time. And he started off with David Weekley. He didn't get on with Horton for until the second year in. So when he signed on, they said to him, you can start on Monday. Here's how it's going to go. But we know you're a real estate agent. Any transactions that you're involved in right now, you're going to have to sign off on immediately. And so he came home one day. Well, we were home. And he said, Catherine, he says, I'm going to start work at David Weekley on Monday. But here's the deal. You're going to have to take over all my transactions, honey. Like, starting immediately. He said, so either you're going to have to take this business seriously right now. No more just in doing my transactions and staging my houses for me and sitting there and looking cute. He said, you're going to either have to go all in, or I'm going to have to hand these transactions off to another agent that can close them up for me. And then, you can do whatever you want after that. He said, so, but I have to know now, are you in it or not? So I said, okay, I'll do it. I'll take over your transactions and we'll see what can happen. Gotta be honest with you. I did really good. I kind of got thrown into it, and it's been 7 years since I've had 6 years since I have my license. 2013, 7 years. I love selling real estate, and let me tell you why. Just from a career standpoint, and as a woman selling real estate in Dallas, Fort Worth, it's kind of a no-brainer. This career has allowed me the flexibility to do what I want, when I want, how I want. I truly make my own schedule. I truly make my own way. If I need to do something, I do it. If I don't want to do it, I don't do it. I'm very fortunate in the way that I practice real estate, which, P.S., I think makes me really, really good at my job. I don't do this because I have to. I do this because I choose to. I truly enjoy finding people a home because of my history with the structure that people live in. I've lived on both sides of the coin. I grew up with a beautiful life in beautiful homes where everything was pretty on the outside, but maybe not so pretty on the inside. There were things lacking inside of those houses that weren't conducive to an actual home. When I left Pete for the last time, I walked away from a very, very, very beautiful, very, very beautiful life. And I took basically Gia and what clothes I could put in my car, and that's it. And I took off and I said, I can't do this anymore. I'm out of here. I'd rather go live under a bridge than keep doing this, because I had decided that I needed a different life, and I wanted to have everything. I wanted a beautiful home, and I wanted a beautiful husband, and I wanted a beautiful family, but I wanted it all to be real and not fake. So lo and behold, that is what I set my sights for. So I've had big homes with no love in them, and then I've had, the first apartment that Zach and I had was 760 feet. It was 1 bedroom. Gia lived in the bedroom, and Zach and I slept on the couch. That is the God's honest, true story. And those of us who know Zach and I very well know that to be the truth. 11 years ago, we lived in the Cortona Apartments in Fairview, Texas. A tiny little apartment. It was very small. We were very cramped in there. But there was more love in that little tiny apartment. Oh my God, I'm going to cry. Than I had ever had in my whole entire life. So I learned the value of home throughout the process of having everything and then not having anything, and then have everything and having it all again, but from a different place. So my job as a real estate agent, I take it very seriously. I take the home buying process very, very seriously. When I am honored with the opportunity to find someone a home, whether it's a leased home, an apartment home, a tiny little home, or a big grand dream home, I take it seriously. I think it's an honor, and I act like a goofball sometimes when I'm making my silly videos, and clearly I can be a little bit of a clown. But I have to be honest with you. When it comes to my job, I am very serious about my job. I'm very, very good at my job. I am a good real estate agent, and I take every one of my transactions. It's as though I'm buying the home for my own family. I treat all of my clients like they are my family. As a matter of fact, most of my dearest friends have started as real estate clients. I've only had 3 transactions in 7 years that didn't go well. They actually ended in disaster. Ironically, those 3 transactions were friends of mine, close family friends and people. Like, there was this one couple that I grew up with these people from the day I was born back in Providence, Rhode Island. People who, the woman was like a sister to me, and she literally, her greedy little, I'm not going there. And then there were other friends of mine last year. It was probably one of the most challenging transactions I've ever had. While I was in the middle of grieving for Zach just a few months ago, I had the most wretched, horrible people who were my friends. Literally, they put me through such hell that I can't even tell you. I almost stopped practicing real estate after what they did to me and what they put me through. But after it was all said and done, what I said was, you know what? Their behavior and their attitude and their treatment of not just me, these people challenged 6 different people in the real estate industry in Dallas-Fort Worth to the brink of almost hanging up their certificates. They were greedy, horrible, nasty, awful human beings who were take, want. The woman didn't have any children, never had any children. She just had a bunch of cats. And actually, looking back, I kind of see a bigger picture with that. This woman had no concept of anything or anyone outside of her own selfish little self. And there's a positive side to those 3 transactions that I had with my friends that didn't end well. I've learned a lot about people and human nature because I tend to think the best about human beings in all things. I'm a very forgiving person. I mean, I have literally forgiven the devil himself for things that people could never possibly imagine. And a few of you know what that is that I'm talking about. I am a very, very understanding person, a very patient person, and I truly always try to go glass half full. But I have learned in selling real estate that you learn a lot about people in certain moments, and losing those 3 friendships that were very, very dear to my heart, I'm glad I had terrible transactions with them, because honestly, I don't want that kind of people. I mean, those are the kind of people I want in my life. I had no idea that these people were such closet fucking selfish assholes. Truly, that's what they were. And they're gone. I forgive them, by the way, but I don't forget. So that's what I do for a living, and this is why I love it. I can't say it enough. Selling a real estate as a woman in Dallas, I mean, you can have it all. You can do it all. My child has never been in a daycare center. She has the best of anything that I want her to have, and as long as I'm willing to work, if I want something for her, I just work. I mean, I work and work and work. And if I just want to relax, I just relax. I make my schedule. I make my hours. My family has always come first. And I have tailored my personal real estate business around my family. And I've grown it accordingly. Every year that I've gone into my real estate business, I go a little bit deeper according to my family's needs. And as Gia has gotten older and as Zach was growing his career in new home sales, I only worked as much as I needed to, so that it was them first and my job came second, but I still rocked it, and that was the way I wanted it to be, because real estate in Texas for a woman is a very, very powerful tool. It allows you to do it all. You can literally be Wonder Woman with a Texas real estate license if you're willing to really take it on and work at it. I cannot say it enough. I will tell you that it is also, selling real estate is a lot like maybe golf, or it's one of those careers that it's me against me. I have only myself to be accountable to and for, and if I'm not doing well, I have to look in the mirror. I mean, I have no one else to blame. I have no one else to fall back on. It's kind of like sink or swim. You're doing it or you're not doing it, and it's very challenging. It helps me be accountable for either bullshit or no bullshit, and I really, really, really enjoy it. You know, I have another career that I'm working on also. I'm writing this book. I am going to have it published. I am working on my YouTube channel and my motivational speaking, and sooner or later, those will become paid jobs for me. I am growing those businesses organically because, as I said in another video earlier, I refuse to be one of those social media presences or influencing presences that pays for clicks or pays for views or goes and buys, 10,000 fans on your page just so that you can get yourself to the top of the food chain. I will not do that. I want to be authentic in that process. So if it takes me, God knows how long, to make that part of my career into something lucrative, I'm going to just ride that out and be organic with it, because I think that it will be much richer for me in the long run. I thought that at one point I was just going to, after Zach passed away, I kind of had a conversation with myself, and I wasn't sure if I was going to work. I was just going to chill out for a few years and sit back and do nothing, kind of focus on Gia and me and getting our feet back on the ground and standing upright. And, I had made that decision. I was going to hang up my real estate license and just focus on her. But do you know that 5 minutes after I spoke that idea into the cosmos, literally, Gia and I had a conversation about me retiring for a while and just relaxing until she got out of high school on a Sunday. It was the weekend of Zach's birthday, actually. And that following Monday, my phone started ringing. Off the wall, I had transactions coming. So it's like, I thought about quitting and taking it easy for a minute, but the world thought I shouldn't, and I just took that cue to mean that no, I didn't need to sit back and just chill out, because first of all, my husband would not have wanted me to do that. And my daughter is really proud right now watching her mom do everything that she's doing. I'm a frigging Wonder Woman. I am a full-time mom now. I'm a single mom now. I have a house full of a zoo. I have the Williamson manor that I'm taking care of all on my own. I have cars that I am the man. I am the head of this household. I am the man and the woman and everything else in between. And my real estate license is helping me to maintain the things that I need to do in the meantime, because I don't want to be a lazy queen. I want to be an effective one. And I want my kids to be proud of me, and I want me to be proud of me. And that's what my real estate license does. So here's what I want you all to do. If you ever need, I do not advertise my business. I do not do anything. I only work by referral, by the way. I won't work with strangers or people off the internet for safety reasons. That's something that Zach and I had always agreed on, that never would I take a strange person off the street, and never will I. I don't have to do that, and I won't. So if any of you ever know or hear of anybody that is looking for a realtor in Dallas, please keep me in mind. I'm really, really good at my job, and I promise I won't let you down. I know that referring someone to a friend or a family member is a pretty big deal, because if the person that you refer fucks it up, then tag, who do you think gets blamed for it? The person who told them to call. I keep that at my heart at all times. So I never want to let anybody down when I'm doing my job, and I work really, really hard at it. Your real estate transaction is my real estate transaction, and I will take it serious from the beginning to the end. when I'm a famous motivational speaker and author and published whatever it's going to be, I'm probably always going to sell real estate on the side because, to be honest with you, I'd be a frigging dumbass not to. I mean, having a real estate license in the state of Texas is kind of like having a loaded gun, but in a good way. And if I have it, I mean, it'd be a crying shame for me not to keep using it, because why should I? I can do both. I can sell houses, and I can write a book, and I can have a YouTube channel, and I can go on the Oprah Winfrey Show, and you guys can all say, that lady is frigging multifaceted, and she's badass, and I know her. So that's it. That's what I do for a living. There's something else I do for a living too. Oh, I know. I entertain all of you. I might try and get a job as a comedian. I'm thinking about it. What do you think? I think I'm funny. Gia and I need our own TV show called Hi everyone, it's me, Kat, and Gia. I'm working on it. You know what? Do you know anybody? Who do you know that wants to get me a sitcom? Because I would watch myself I would watch my show. I think all of you would too. And if I ever do get my own TV show or something like that, I promise I'm going to remember all of you that loved me when I was just selling real estate and being a dumbass on social media. I love everyone. So that's it. Guess what I'm going to go do now? I'm going to drink my coffee. I'm going to put my pajamas on. Walter Williamson and I are going to go sit back, relax, and watch reruns of King of Queens all night long. And then I'm going to wake up tomorrow. And actually, I have to do some real estate tomorrow because we're going to Nashville for a couple of weeks. And I have a few things I need to do before I leave town. I'm going to go sell real estate in Nashville, too. Oh, my God. Where can't I go sell real estate? I need to go on million dollar listing. The hi, everyone. It's me, Cat version. Only I'll have to put on shoes. And I don't know about having to wear dresses. Nah, I'm going to keep doing it this way. Bye, everyone.